Hey guys, today we're taking a look at the final figure in the Titans Beast Boy Build-A-Figure wave. Of course, we're taking a look at Arsenal. Let's get a better look at that packaging, shall we? Here we have it up close and in person. We of course have the contents here, which we'll take a look when I open the figure. We of course have DC Multiverse right there, with of course the nameplate of Arsenal right there. 4 out of the Beast Boy wave, so after this we should be able to build Beast Boy. And then on the side we of course have Arsenal right there, DC Multiverse logo up top, McFarlane Toys logo at the bottom, random sticker. Then of course we have the Arsenal nameplate up there, what piece the figure comes with, which is obviously the legs to build Beast Boy. And then of course, all the other figures in the wave, which we have already taken a look at. We have taken a look at Nightwing. We've taken a look at Donna Troy. Love that figure. We've taken a look at Raven. And now we are going to take a look at Arsenal. Cool beans. And then, of course, here's McFarlane Toys' social media pages right there. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Tell them that I lured you here, so maybe we could get that sponsorship going, baby. But of course, then we have, Arsenal from the Titans wave, McFarlane, DC Multiverse top, the bottom, of course, have McFarlane Toys right there. On the top, we have the window, and on the bottom, we of course have the legalese, and of course, that smexy barcode for all y'all who actually do use the barcodes. I respect you for that. I don't anymore, I used to, but I respect y'all for it, and for that, I give you them. But, alright guys, let's get this dude out of the packaging. And here's, of course, Arsenal out of the packaging. And before we get started with the main review, I'm just gonna tell you, he is a pain to stand. It took me at least 5 minutes to get him to stand properly. He's horrible when it comes to standing. His ankles just were not put together to the point where you can have him stand on equal footing with both of the ankles in a locked position. The ratchets, unfortunately, kind of bore their ugly head on the ankles. But outside of that, let's get a look at the other contents of the figure before we, of course, take a look at our main attraction here, which is Arsenal. First up, we have, you know what it is, it's the base. We obviously have the DC logo right there, one peg right there, standard hockey puck stuff with the 4 little sculpted circles right there. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Up next, we of course have the card, the collectible card that nobody's gonna collect or remember in 5 years. Anyway, on the back, we have basically all you need to know about Roy. That he was adopted by a Native American tribe, found by Green Arrow, and the reason why he's called Speedy is because, and it's not because he learned so quickly, it's because he shot arrows faster than Green Arrow. That's why he's called Speedy. And of course, it was named before Kid Flash, so yeah. And then he of course made his way to Seattle, which is weird because Green Arrow's in Star City. But yeah, it says Roy's a founding member of the Titans. He is. Just like Wally, Nightwing, Garth, Aqualad, and actually that's it. It's those 4. Actually no, Speedy came on a little later. It's actually just Wally, Garth, and Nightwing are the 3 founding members of the Titans. And then of course we have the last pieces we need for Beast Boy, which are the legs, and we'll take a look at these in the next video. So stay tuned for that. And then we're going to take a look at the accessories Roy comes with. Of course, what would an archer be without his bow? And I really like this bow. It looks nice. Nice red on it. Even though I'm not a fan on how they do the strings with just it being plastic instead of actually like having a string or just none at all. At some points I'd just rather prefer none at all instead of this, because you can't really pull it back and have it mold back into place. So at some points I'd rather just have string or not at all. But overall, very nice bow. I like the kind of grip you got going on here, protecting the hand right there. Overall, nice bow. And he of course comes with his quiver, which is made of a nice burgundy kind of color. Nice leathery textures all around. Great looking quiver, and then of course a clump of arrows, which have nice detailing on the feathers right there. Really great stuff. And now we're going to take a look at the cream of the crop, which is of course Arsenal's Rebirth design, which I could take or leave that Rebirth design, because I never really liked what was going on with the mask right here. And of course it is translucent. You can obviously see his eyes in the books, at least I'm pretty sure. I never really read a lot of Roy's stuff, to be honest. I don't really like the direction they took with Roy after the infamous Roy is a druggie story. I never really cared for a lot of the stuff going forward, even though I like the fact that they have like a character where they're like, hey, he's a recovering addict, you know, doing all that stuff. I respect that. I really do. But at the same time, like, I always thought it kind of demonized Roy to the point where he can't really get out of that. He can't really move on from that. It's always, oh, he relapses, and is what it is. But like, I respect the decision. I just don't really agree with the decision, even though the story where he does become a druggie is a very good story. Green Lantern, Green Arrow, the most iconic comic book cover of that run and of the 70s period. They made history by basically ignoring the comics code, and then the comics code went away pretty soon after that. But enough comic book history. Let's get a look at the figure. Of course, he has a hat, which is nicely textured. I like the texture that they did on the hat. It's very realistic. Looks cool. Again, not a huge fan of the hat design, but for what it is, it's pretty cool. And then we've got the tattoos on here, which look very good. I like how they did the tattoos. And of course, on the other side, you got another tattoo, which again limits the posability on this guy, at least for me, because I don't like breaking up sculpts like that. So he's gonna just be standing there for the most part. But then I love the red parts on the figure, like this red right here. I'm not a huge fan of the burgundy color, to be honest. Like I said, not a huge fan of this design, but overall, it's nice. And it looks like it came straight out of the comic, which is nothing but praise I can give this design overall. And of course, you got all these pouches right there, knee pads, because your boy isn't super powered. And then of course, nice utility belt with a red arrow right there. But overall, nice solid figure. And he does come with trigger finger hands. So if you do want to have him be like Arsenal from like Young Justice, who just has like a ton of guns, you can do that if you want. I wouldn't recommend it though, because Arsenal always has a bow and arrow. But yeah, overall, nice, decent sculpt. Not too bad. But let's get into articulation. Of course, we have the ball jointed head right there that can hinge up that far, look down very far, and then can turn all the way around, much to Roy's chagrin. We, of course, have ball jointed shoulders right there. No butterfly joints on this figure. No butterfly joints, just up and down. And then, of course, the full rotation that the figure can allow because of these sleeves being kind of outward. Of course, it makes his arms go up at an angle. We have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which, yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Then, of course, we have the McFarlane wrist joints, which I absolutely love. Again, can't stop singing the praises on these wrist joints right here. Oh, and I just discovered there's a little bit of flesh tone painted over the sleeves, right? His archer sleeve right there. That's kind of a bummer. Actually, hold up. Yeah, it's a little bit of flesh tone on the part that shouldn't have flesh tone on it. That kind of sucks. But it ain't a deal breaker. But then, like I said, ball jointed wrists, which can move down there, as well as you can turn the hand. And you can do the back and forth if you so desire, whichever one you prefer. Again, I love this design. Gives you the best of both worlds without like complaining with, like with Hasbro, sometimes they do. Sometimes with Hasbro, they either do one or the other. So I'm very happy with these figures. You can do both if you so desire. And then, of course, you have ab joint right there. Nice diaphragm. He can crunch that far forward. Not the biggest amount of crunch. And then you can, of course, go that far back like so. Then with the leg joints, he's got the standard McFarlane leg joints. Nice texturing. I forgot to mention that in the detail section of the review, but very nice texturing. I like the athletic wear kind of vibe that Bright Red has. But yeah. And then of course you have the thigh pivot right there. You have double jointed knees, which look pretty good, all things considered. I've seen worse. And then, of course, you have the McFarlane ankle joints, which, again, if you've been watching these videos, I keep praising and praising. I absolutely love these because, of course, at the top, you can rotate the ankle. At the bottom, you have ankle pivot. Best of both worlds. Same with the wrists. These wrists and these ankles are the highlights of all the McFarlane figures. And then, of course, you have toe articulation at the bottom, which is still a nice inclusion, all things considered. Here, of course, we have Roy next to the only real, I'd say, comic Green Arrow, because the other one they released is the Stephen Amell Green Arrow from the Arrow show, which I absolutely love. I love the Arrow show. Really got me in the Green Arrow. Get that out of the way. But yeah, it's the Injustice 2 Green Arrow. It's the first release because the Page Punchers one didn't do it for me. I don't like the Robin Hood hat unless if it's just a full-on comic look for Green Arrow. I think besides that, modern days wise, that looks incredibly stupid. I'm always a huge fan of the hood. I always loved the hood for Green Arrow. So whenever they, especially modern days, when they go back to the more Robin Hood-esque appearance, it's like it either has to be incredibly stylized in order to work, or it's just stupid. And so, yeah, that's the main reason why I didn't get that Page Punchers. Instead, I had to track this figure down right here at GameStop, of course. But, yeah, these guys look all right together. Again, more of a realistic style character compared to a more comic book character. But it can serve your purpose. It'll definitely break the immersion a little because, of course, this guy is very streamlined in terms of like details and what he's wearing and stuff like that. And he's very much tactical, and he looks like he could exist in real life. This guy, unfortunately, cannot. But if you need a Roy and a Green Arrow together, these are the two I'd recommend, obviously, because that's the only Roy in the entire line. Here is the whole wave without the Build-A-Figure Beast Boy, as he is not built as of the recording of this review. But overall, I think this wave is like a B. Again, Nightwing brings it down very heavily. These two are very solid, and she is just okay. Like I said, of course, personal preferences aside, I love the quote-unquote Titans. I loved the Rebirth lineup for the Titans, where it was literally just the classic Teen Titans with Kid Flash, Roy, Donna, Garth, Lilith, and I think it was Hawk and Dove, maybe. I loved that Rebirth lineup, and of course Nightwing. But yeah, of course, she was obviously the odd one out, considering that she was not part of that lineup. But of course, you have to put one of the Marv Wolfman characters in there, because they're obviously they're more famous than characters like Arsenal and Donna Troy. Still, a lot of people don't know who Donna Troy is, which is very sad. But overall, really like this wave, and yeah, the only miss is Nightwing, and that's because of the complaints I put in his video. So if you want to know more about why I don't like that Nightwing, check out the Nightwing video uploaded on the channel. And as of this review, I believe there will be a Titans BAF playlist available too. If not, it'll be available after the Beast Boy review is up. Here is my current Titans lineup. We of course have up in the front, we've got Rebirth Wally West right there, Calder from the Page Punchers Aquaman wave, and then of course the rest of it is from the Titans wave. We have Raven, Nightwing, Arsenal, which is in this review, and then of course we have Donna Troy right there. And I think this is a pretty solid lineup. The only thing we're missing is a Beast Boy, knock on wood, and a Cyborg, and we'll have like a very solid Titans lineup. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for this review of the Titans Beast Boy Build-A-Figure Wave Arsenal. Honestly, I really like this figure. And of course, I love Archers. And of course, the Green Arrow universe is one of my favorites in terms of like the extended universe. It's not as high on my list as, let's say, the Batman universe or the Green Lantern universe, but it's probably right under that. I love me some like Green Arrow lore and some Archers. So of course, Arsenal was a must buy for me. And of course, you know, he was part of the Titans wave. And like I said, I always love me some Roy Harper. So yeah, I absolutely am appalled with this figure. It's great. I couldn't have asked for more for a comic Arsenal. Even though the design I never really cared for. I, again, don't really like what they did in the books following the initial story arc where Roy is a druggie. So the fact that this Roy is basically still a washed up version of Roy, it kind of sours me to the character a little. But outside of that, for the figure that's here, it's a good figure. And again, my second favorite figure compared to Donna Troy. I didn't know what I was going to think about Donna Troy. I thought he was going to be my favorite, honestly. But Donna Troy just nailed it out of the park. And also, Donna Troy is one of those characters where it's either you love her or you hate her. And apparently, I really like Donna Troy. So, outside of that, is he essential buying? No. None of this wave is. Unless, again, you want a Titans wave, or if you want to set up a Green Arrow shelf, then he's a must-buy. But then again, he comes with these. So you might as well get the whole wave. I was smiling while I said that. But again, not essential. None of this wave is essential at all. Because, of course, they're not in the Justice League. They're not a member of the Bat family. And they're not like a Legion of Doom member. Those are the only figures which I deem essential. The rest are, if they look cool, buy them. That's basically how it is with this line. And yeah, this guy looks cool. Buy him. But yeah, outside of that, of course, I love this figure. Again, it goes Donna Troy, Roy Harper, Raven, and then Nightwing at the bottom, because that Nightwing sucks. But yeah, of course, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell me what you think of the figure and the wave as a whole, outside of that Beast Boy, down in the comments below. And yeah, guys, keep collecting and be kind to one another. Peace.